Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Inside Man United. My name is Rowan Brennan, and today we're just doing a quick transfer review. Everything that is still left to do, not the players we've already brought in, but the business that's still left to do. We had a lot of players close to leaving, close to joining, but there seems to be a lot of planes stuck on the runway waiting for other business to happen. And unfortunately, United are suffering from that at the moment. Three of the top players that were due to leave the club were former captain Harry Maguire, Donny van de Beek, and of course, Scott McTominay. Recent developments with regarding West Ham means they have signed James Ward-Prowse for £30 million, I believe, from Championship side Southampton. A good fee, and it looks like with the acquisition of James Ward-Prowse that McTominay probably looks a little less likely to be joining. Now, this is still with the Paqueta transfer to Manchester City still being discussed between the clubs. A fee of between 60-70 million is being required from West Ham in order for City to be able to grab Paqueta. With recent injury news to Kevin De Bruyne, looking like he's going to be out for quite a while, the need for City to replace De Bruyne in that squad is quite urgent, especially with the departures of Mahrez and Gundogan. Even though they have Foden, they still have Bernardo Silva. They still need to have cover now for De Bruyne being out. So that being said, it looks like West Ham might have a gap in their midfield once Paqueta goes. Is McTominay a like-for-like swap? Of course he's not. He would be a little bit more of a physical player, box to box, whereas Paqueta is a little bit more on the attacking side, a bit more flair, that Brazilian kind of samba style. Paqueta hasn't really lit the place up, has not lived up to that £50 million price tag. I don't understand really why West Ham are going for him, but West Ham did pay £51 million for him. So if they're going to lose him this late in the season, they will want to at least make a little bit of profit on that transfer that they only brought in 1 year ago. So it looks like McTominay is going to be sticking with United. He did get some minutes at the end of the Wolves game, coming in to try and shore up that defense so we could hang on to that 1-0 smash and grab. The review of which is on a video that I've just released. So if you want to check out the United Wolves match review, please go back into the library and you'll see that episode just uploaded. In other news, again regarding West Ham, is Harry Maguire. The fee between the clubs had been agreed. Terms between the player had been agreed. But it would seem that Harry Maguire is now reluctant to leave United on the terms that United want to give him. I think basically paying him off to get the hell out. It's unfortunate, but from a fan's perspective, it's hugely frustrating. I think all the fans want him gone. It's very clear Eric Ten Hag wants him gone. Gary Neville, went so far as to say that he's being managed out of the club. And for want of a better phrase or a better term, that's precisely what's happening. He is being managed out of the club. When Martinez went off, we needed an immediate replacement. Lindelof was the first person to come in. Harry Maguire is there, I think, purely as a negotiating tactic that we will keep you. If they were to keep him on, in the treatment room or off the match day squads entirely, that would not be good for Maguire. It would not be good for United either from a negotiating standpoint. Between either the clubs or between United and Maguire. So it is best for all parties that he leave. But as a United fan, it's frustrating. I want him gone. But as a human being, as a working man, I do empathise with Harry Maguire. He knows once he leaves United, he's not going to be playing at that level again. Is there a chance he's going to ever play in the Champions League again? Unless West Ham get there, no. It's basically a commitment now to mid-table mediocrity, depending on West Ham's recruitment now over the next couple of years. But he knows now that despite West Ham's success in Europe last year, that the days of elite level football for Harry Maguire are over. He's never going to make the same amount of money that he was making at United. listen, he won the lottery getting that move to United, and that's not his fault. No, he didn't force anyone to pay 80 million for him. He didn't force United to give him £250,000 a year. This is still a ripple of the Woodward dynasty that United are still going to be paying massively for. I don't blame Harry Maguire wanting to hold tight and ensure that he gets the payoff that he feels he probably deserves, especially off the back of all the stick that he's been getting since joining United. Many people will think it's deserved. I would be one of them to an extent. However, I don't believe our fans should be booing players, which did happen for Harry Maguire when he came on for some of the preseason games. I think that's appalling behaviour. It is very unlike United fans to do that. But such is their frustration with wanting Harry Maguire out of the club and how long this is being drawn out. I do feel that United fans do not see Harry Maguire as a United player really anymore. It's just on his paycheck, but I don't think United fans really see him as a part of the future of the club or even the present of the club. However, that being said, I don't blame Harry Maguire for digging his heels in and wanting to get that payday from United. He's right. Anyone else, any other United fan that was in a similar position, knowing that they're going to be leaving one of the biggest clubs in the world to go play for West Ham and, having a middling season across pretty much every tournament they play, I would be doing the same thing. So I think United fans should kind of just get off his back a little bit, just let the process run its course. And you can't really blame a guy for wanting to get a big payday, leaving a club the likes of which he knows he's never going to be rejoining. So a little bit of a fly in the ointment there. As a result of those two transfers not going ahead, it looks like that our chase for Amrabat is slowing down. He has been left out of Fiorentina's squads. It does look like Fiorentina are completely prepared for Amrabat to leave. Amrabat wants to go to United. There are other bids coming in, amazingly from West Ham. I did read on one source that West Ham are going in for Amrabat. So whether that is a power play just to get United to start playing ball with either McTominay and or Maguire, I don't know. A little echo of the Liverpool-Chelsea saga regarding Lavia and Caicedo, I think, is coming in there. But again, who knows how much truth is in that story. So a little bit of a stalemate. United really can't bring in the players they want to bring in until they get rid of the players they've already got on the books. It's quite clear that strategy is being enforced. And while frustrating for fans, we want to see new faces. I'm actually glad to see the club operating with some modicum of sense, and it's nice to see the football club be run as a sensible football club and not trying to overstretch and overreach what we're capable of doing, particularly with the small slap on the wrist that United did get at the beginning of this season with regards to financial fair play. Financial fair play coming in very hard for other clubs like Everton, like Wolves, and especially Manchester City with those 115 charges. I think United are just trying to make sure that they're doing things very properly, and you cannot blame them for that. I think United fans have been dying for this club to be run correctly for quite a while. So listen, it's just going to be a bit of a waiting game. It's unfortunate that this stuff has happened after the season has started. But Amrabat, it does look like will join, but we do need to get those departures out the door before the end of the month. I'm quite confident we will, but a little bit of a waiting game still to go on there. Finally, Donny van de Beek, the poor old soul. I think every United fan feels desperately sorry for Donny. Would love for it to have worked out, but if you can't have it work out with the manager that got you into the top 50 list for the Ballon d'Or in Erik ten Hag, clearly Erik ten Hag does not think that Donny van de Beek is up to it with regards to Premiership. Very sad. But it did look like Real Sociedad were very close to signing a deal for Donny van de Beek, and that looks like it is now dead in the water. Real Sociedad have had a long-standing interest in Donny van de Beek to replace the departing David Silva, who obviously left Manchester City to go and finish his career with Real Sociedad. But the Basque team is struggling to justify bringing in Donny van de Beek and have since turned their attention to Dynamo Moscow's, I believe his name is Arsene Zakarian. And now Arsene Zakarian, he's a slightly younger player. He is going to cost the same region of transfer fee in and around the £12 million mark. However, his wages are believed to be about 4 times less than what Donny van de Beek would be commanding. In saying that, Real Sociedad CEO has come out and said that the need for Van de Beek and reinforcements is low, as they are happy with what they have in the midfield at the moment and are quite excited about some of the young talent that's coming through their academy and their youth ranks. Again, whether this is just a public negotiating tactic to ensure they get the player they want and for the price they want, Who knows? Probably is, because they are in for Arsene Zakarian, and it looks like they are willing to spend some money on a midfielder. It's just not going to be with Donny van de Beek. So unfortunately, it looks like United have around 50 to 60 million quid's worth of talent just basically sitting on the bench waiting for a move. And until we get those players off our books, the likelihood of getting Benjamin Pavard or Amrabat or any other players for that matter will be stalled. So whether there's going to be any developments this week on that, I don't know. It looks like this could be a bit of a drawn-out affair. Of course, if West Ham's results are maintained the way they the way they've started, and they start kind of picking up points, they might have less of a need and less urgency to get those deals over the line. However, as we saw with United last year, a couple of bad results can really force your hand in the transfer market. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening between now and the end of the transfer window. Will United get rid of their players? I think they will. Is it going to happen soon? I don't think so, but we do need to get some fresh faces in, particularly after that performance against Wolves. I think the need for reinforcements, both in defence and in midfield, is badly needed. If anything does happen, be sure that Inside Man United and myself will have the news to you as soon as possible. If you want to get more updates on transfer news, match reviews, previews, and everything in between with regards Manchester United, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification, and I'll see you next time.